Sport requires effort, sweat and strong will, and Macron knows it. A leading global company with the Italian DNA in the production and sale of sportswear, when Macron first entered the sports world in 1971, he was a small yet strong player. Since then, Macron has been growing at a very fast pace, supporting teams, sportsmen and women at all levels, working hard to supply them with the best technical products to help improve their performances. With over 4 million pieces of stock available in our Italian warehouse, including an extensive range of on-field, off-field and free-time products, we cater for everyone from amateurs to professional sporting organisations. Ranked third most prominent football brand by UEFA, Macron keeps expanding its presence worldwide and now even includes Croatian giants Haiduk Split, HNL Prva Liga outfit NK Šibenik, as well as Melbourne-based Croatian community club NK Bunker, amongst its ever-growing international family, and there are more to come. Work hard, play harder, Macron, your next teamwear partner. For more information, visit our website at www.macronvic.com.au or call us now on 1800 Macron. Good evening and a very warm welcome to you, wherever you may be tuning in to this. Well, it's a dawning of a new era. It's the start of a new, hopefully it's going to become the start of a new weekly tradition, the Oz Cro Soccer Show podcast. My name is Tonchi Prusats, and I will be with you over the next 60 minutes or so. And every week he's going to be with me, just the same, my co-host, my trusty co-host, and it's a very, very warm welcome to Josip Zilic. Josip, how are you tonight?
Fantastic, Tonchi. Good day, viewers and listeners. Fantastic to have you with us. I'm really excited to have this opportunity for us to get together on a weekly basis and talk about our beautiful clubs around this vast country of ours.
Big shout out, first of all, to tonight's episode sponsor, the Gorspic Bears, HNK Gorspic Bears. They will be joining us a little later on in the show. They are our first club in focus. And Josip, they're a little club in Melbourne's western suburbs, but they've a club with a short but rich history and some exciting plans afoot, I'm told, by their president, DARIO MEDUGORAC.
Yeah, we'll have a fantastic conversation with the boys and girls from the Bears and the Licani. Let's never call them small, okay? Because we know the Licani are massive characters, huge people, and I look forward to Dazza and the gang coming on board and giving us the updates.
Oh, it should be absolutely fantastic. So later on, we've got three guests. This is how big this show is going to be. Three guests from the Gorspic Bears, President DARIO MEDUGORAC, the coach and a big fan of our sister show, the Football Out West Show podcast, MAXI SENTIC. And then, mate, no Gorspic Bears appearance on any podcast will be complete without the team captain. And young NIKOLAS PROTUDER is going to be joining us as well. But that's not all, Josipe. Our special guest a little later on in the show. He's actually on the training track at the moment, but he'll be coming off the training track, huffing and puffing, no doubt. Who is that?
None other than Miki Cholina, and very well known amongst the Croatian community for all things football. Coached at clubs at Knights, North Geelong, and now at Dandy City, as well as Gorspic. I think that was his initiation into coaching. Yeah. So a fantastic little segue there. And he spent some time at Richmond in the old VPL as well. And St Albans. Did I mention St Albans? Yeah. So he's done the big four. Legendary player of St Albans too. The Player of the Year awards named after him. So we've got lots to talk about with Mickey, but more concentrating around the recent Crow Cup that was hosted by Dandy, and a fantastic event, and great to see the community out again together, isn't it, Tunch?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, after the year we've had, or after the 2 years we've had, I tell you what, it was great to be there. Oh, look, I wasn't unfortunately able to be there actually, and neither were you for obvious reasons. But I had a couple of other appointments. But we're going to get the lowdown. We're going to find out everything from the organisers' point of view from Dandenong City, and indeed the hosting club's coach, Miki Cholina. Really looking forward to chatting with Miki. I mean, he is an absolute legend. He is a Croatian community legend, but not just in Victoria, Australia-wide.
The world. Come on, the world.
The world, with his input in major, minor, and as well as his soccer prowess. So,
yeah.
I think we'll call it soccer. I think it is called the Oz Cro Soccer Show, but yeah, you can call it football, you can call it soccer, whatever you want to call it. But, mate, I'm excited. Josip, you're very excited. You're going to step away now for a few seconds while you organise yourself for the news desk, because the news desk is coming up very, very shortly. So while Josip is getting himself ready, folks, you can become a member of the show here. It's very, very easy. All you have to do is become to be a member for as low as $25 a month. Go on to www.patreon.com/Oz Cro Soccer Show. Big shout out to Vladimir and Marko, both from Melbourne. Vladimir Zetovic and Marko Maric, both from Melbourne, who have become our first members. When we sign up to 5 members, there is going to be a special, very special reward, if you like, for the members, only the members. They will get a few things, like they'll find out who the guests are before everyone else does. They'll find out some other little things, and they'll be also eligible for various things. And the most important thing is you'll be knowing that you're supporting the show, that is the Oz Cro Soccer Show. Alrighty, we're going to get back to Josip. Josip is joining us. Josip, and there we are. Hey, Josip, tell us. All right, let's turn our attention straight away to the Australian Croatian scene. What are some of the things making news?
Well, we can't go past this just past weekend. The Vic Crow Cup held at Dandy City, and a well-attended event from all accounts, from people that were on the ground themselves, and seeing some of the visual footage of snippets across social media. Whilst I was in my own little lockdown here in the Gold Coast, the tournament involves Dandy City, Melbourne Knights, St Albans, and North Geelong, and this year North Geelong made it back-to-back wins for them. They did that by going through in the first round. They were matched up against Dandy, and in a shootout they took that out to put themselves into the final game. St Albans took on Melbourne Knights first and came out with the goods there. So into the final, we had a very youthful lineup, and we know that the clubs tend to use this period of time to blood some up-and-coming youth or some new players that are trialling, and they mix them up with a little bit of the spine of the standard first team. And from all accounts on the ground, it was a brave performance for the young North Geelong side, who came out with a 3-2 win over St Albans Dynamo. but it wasn't without its bit of apprehension and a bit of nervousness as well. So they took the lead earlier, and sorry, they copped a goal earlier via, from what I understand, is an unstoppable header, but responded quickly. Where young Luka Živčić, who's from last year carrying on his form, he had a fantastic year last year in the under-16s, and he's carrying on his form and
Oh, it seems like we have had some problems there. Josip's just frozen all of a sudden. I'm not sure what is going on there. Well, we've lost you. Josip was talking about the Victorian Croatian Cup held at Dandenong City just last weekend. Not too sure what is going there. It looks like we might try and get Josip back on screen as soon as possible. Okay, so we'll carry on with that. So North Geelong ended up winning, a very youthful North Geelong team that ended up winning the Victorian Crow Cup. Then we also had quite a little bit of interest happening in the pre-Christmas period when Gold Coast Knights, they had we've got some footage from that game there. And that was when Gold Coast Knights took on Melbourne Victory, which has become a bit of another, well, I won't say a Croatian club, but they've got a lot of Croatian presence at Melbourne Victory, especially in view of Luka Pršo signing earlier today. But there's some footage there, courtesy of the Gold Coast Knights Facebook page. Massive crowd. Some reports are saying 2,500 to 3,000. The only Croatian community-backed club that made it into the final 32 of the FFA Cup this year. It was good to see them do so well and get to that final? What was it? Final 16, I think it was. Great crowd, lots of colour, lots of passion, and Scott McDonald made his debut as the new coach of the Gold Coast Knights, ex-Socceroo. So that's great to see, and look forward to maybe sometime down the track, possibly even having him on the show here. Unfortunately, it looks like not too sure where Josip has gone. Hopefully he'll get back very, very soon. And we had a little bit of a technical interruption there, but fingers crossed he should be back on deck. In fact, we may have Josip back. Josip, you're back. You joined us. What happened there?
I mustn't have paid my half of the bills, Tunch.
Može bit, yeah. No, it looks like we just had some sort of a technical cutout. You handed the baton to me, passed it on to me, and we started talking about the Gold Coast Knights and their date with the Melbourne Victory in the FFA Cup. Mate, you were there, weren't you?
Yeah.
Tell us a bit more about it.
I was lucky enough. That was our second night after we moved into the Gold Coast, and kind of glad that it did get delayed from the initial kickoff time because it gave me the opportunity to be there. Look, it was a fantastic occasion. 2,500 people in at the Croatian Sports Centre. Nice and intimate type environment where you got that atmosphere and really close to the pitch. You can hear the players speaking, yelling at each other. The crowd urging players on. A young player, surname Topeldo, converted in the first half for Gold Coast Knights, and a well-finished header from a corner. So unexpectedly took the lead, I think, because at that time Victory had made a couple of cut-throughs into the middle, and then put them on the back foot. Went in at the break, 1-0 lead, and you can sense that it was a bit of hang on a minute, this might be a cup set. But as expected, the Melbourne Victory came out and really put the pressure on as much as they could in the first maybe 10 minutes, and jagged their way through for a 1-1 leveler. The tired legs started kicking in on Gold Coast Knights, and I think the differences was probably in the physicality and fitness that worked for them in the end, where they got their late winner in the extra time. So seeing that it went to extra time, it could still be anyone's game. And you know what? Right at the last minute, young ex-Raw player Muratovic had a close range shot, and he jagged it, unfortunately, and that really would have set the place on fire, because it was about to go off like a cracker. But it is what it is. I think congratulations to Gold Coast Knights for putting it on and the support they got to get that the mini stand and the temporary seating in place from AHD Melbourne too. Can't go unrecognised. So well done and thank you as well.
Yeah, brilliant to see. It was absolutely fantastic. And mate, anything else happening in the Oz Cro scene? A lot, obviously, because there's a lot of things. But any main bits of information?
Look, we do see this time of year where the clubs are getting away under their pre-seasons, and that's fantastic, and we encourage all the clubs to keep posting their information out there. So when the opportunity comes for us to talk like we are now, we do our best to promote what they're up to. We are noticing a lot more young kids from the bigger clubs getting picked up by the A-League academies, which it's great to see, and it draws the attention of selectors, and an opportunity for a young lad to take up professional sport and being put through what we hope is the right direction and the right education to support them through the system. But one thing that's going to be really interesting now is hearing that James Johnson from the FFA has announced that 2023 will see the second tier kick in. Whether that trait and behaviour will continue, whether players will still continue to opt for the A-League academies, or will there be a setup within some sort of criteria for these clubs entering the second tier in 23 to have the academy set up and ticked off by the FFA so that that player retention can remain higher? And it'll be a very competitive environment to attract the young 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old to come to your club and grow within your pathway, which is what we really want to see at the end of the day. And that's how you can build a culture and a club for many years to come. So what's interesting is the names that have been dropped by James Johnson already too, Tonch. You talk about the Knights and Sydney United. Their names have been popped up, and they mentioned regional. Now
have a look at that last paragraph there.
Yeah. I mean, I'm selfishly now saying, because I'm situated on the Gold Coast, that let's hope it's Gold Coast Knights that put their hat in the ring for it.
Well, looking at the footage from the FFA Cup game against Melbourne Victory, and look, they've got a great setup there. They've got the resources. They've got the professionalism off the field. I'm sure you can probably vouch for that. And I look forward to talking to the Gold Coast Knights, hopefully sometime in the not too distant future, and asking them these exact questions. Their president Adrian Pulic has done wonders up there at the club. And mate, I tell you what, if there is one other club, regional club, why not the Gold Coast Knights? They are definitely, and we're being a bit biased here, Josipe, but I think they are definitely the premier club on the Gold Coast, correct?
Oh, yeah, by far. I mean, I was at training tonight where my son was training, and I could see some of the other newer players that have come to the club, and some are coming from the Brisbane surrounds, some have come from Gold Coast United. So whatever it is they're doing it well, they're doing it right. They're drawing the right sort of attention to themselves, because if you've got players leaving clubs, even on your doorstep and even a little bit further, you are setting things up in the right way.
Absolutely. Look, we'll be talking a lot more about a lot of the Australian Croatian clubs in weeks to come. We've got a big announcement later on as far as our club in focus next week. And this is a club I'm really, really excited about. They're going to be celebrating a major milestone in 2022. So we'll announce that a little bit later on. But also, let's talk the Croatian scene. And a future Socceroo, no doubt. He's strutting his stuff at Dinamo Zagreb. Deni Juric, the younger brother of Tommy Juric, who has played for the Socceroos quite regularly. Deni, he's in the under-23s team. But just recently, he did very well. He played against Dinamo Zagreb, rather. Played against Olimpija Ljubljana, the Slovenian side, and defeated them 2-0. Now, Deni scored one, and he was also assisted in one. So he's doing great guns. Good to see the Australian Croatian element in the Prva HNL doing very, very well. And Deni, I think he had a little bit of an injury as well, so he's back as well. So that's good to see.
Yeah, he did disappear off the scene for a little bit there, so it's good to see him back on track. I hear there's some big transfer news happening in the HNL as well, mate.
Yeah, now your club, May I say it?
You can, because
I can say it.
Yep.
Osijek, NK Osijek have lost a major player. Well,
who's the beneficiary, Tonch?
Yeah, and
Who's the beneficiary?
Petar Bočkaj has gone. Now, Petar Bočkaj was a real mercurial type of a player. On his day, he could turn it up. He could he could whip that ball in. Being a left footer myself, I've got a special spot for these left footers. But he's also known to be a bit of a lazy player, particularly off the track, off the field on the training track and what you're not. So Osijek supporters, the cohorta, they're a little bit polarized. Some are very happy to see the end of him go. Others calling him a traitor and what you're not. But I know Nenad Bjelica the Osijek coach has talked about some big name signings. He was given a €4 million budget by the Hungarian owners of NK Osijek. Very cosmopolitan league, the HNL is, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of everything.
Yeah, and so look, it's quite an interesting situation. The transfer window in Croatia opened up just yesterday, officially. So hold that thought. I'm sure in the coming days or whatever weeks, we'll be hearing some big name signings happening there at NK Osijek. There's even talk of a former Haiduk captain, Mio Caktaš, who was unceremoniously kind of booted from Hajduk, went to the Middle East, and that's fallen through. But there is a little bit of an injury cloud he's under, but could be interesting. The Hajduk presence at Osijek is growing. Ante Erceg, Dario Nejašmić, and now possibly Mio Caktaš.
Well, the Hajduk news continues, Toncho. There was a big milestone achieved on the weekend, a big announcement from Hajduk. Yeah,
look, it was just for all the Hajduk supporters. I'm sure they're going to be very, very happy to follow this. But mate, whether you're a Hajduk supporter, Dinamo supporter, Rijeka, Osijek, Hrvatski Dragovoljac, and let's be honest, who isn't a Hrvatski Dragovoljac supporter? They're everyone's second favorite team.
Everyone's second team, yeah.
Everyone's second team. But look at this. In 18 days, 25,000 members. That's a big effort. I mean, it just goes to show you, Josipe, Hajduk is not just a club; it's a regional movement, and there's Valdas Dambrauskas. I think I've said that correctly. The Hajduk coach, the Lithuanian.
Yep.
He's signed 4 members of his family, and I hope one of those tickets are for him. He's become one of the statistics, one of the 25 odd thousand. Good to see that happening. And look, like I said, it's good for the HNL. This is one of the best, one of the most interesting HNL competitions since independence 30 odd years ago. It surely can. What's the word? It can't be bad for Croatian football. On the contrary, having a strong Osijek, having a strong Rijeka, having a strong Hajduk and a strong Dinamo augurs well for the future of Croatian football.
Just to see the competition nice and tight in that top 5-6 teams, it's always gives it a spicy element. Each week there's going to be a team that's going to upset someone, but you got an opportunity to come back as well.
Yeah. Now, Daniel Juric makes a really good comment. Petar Bočkaj is returning back to Dinamo. He was already at Dinamo, correct. He actually went through the Dinamo youth school. And we find a lot of these players in Croatia, they're going through the various youth schools. And, geez, Josip, they must have a very good setup. It must be run very professionally. We know all about the Dinamo school. We know about the Hajduk school. But Rijeka have sent something like 5 or 6 players to Hrvatski Dragovoljac as reinforcements, and looks like Dragovoljac is becoming a bit of a filiala, as they say. They've also sent a coach there as well. So you can't obviously accommodate all these players, and there might be a lot of talent. So they have to obviously farm them out. Can we see something like that happening, in the not too distant future, especially if there's a national second division here in Australia? Could we see an Australian Croatian style academy set up where some of these younger players might be farmed out to, the lower ranked Croatian clubs, whether it's in the NPL, NPL2, etc.?
Well, look, it wasn't all that long ago, and it's still in my memory bank, so that's why I say it wasn't all that long ago. But you'd know as well, but being a host for the soccer show and things like that back in the 90s, where North Geelong used to have players loaned out and
Absolutely.
players that would come into North Geelong from the NSL. So, and you know what? It was actually quite good for players to build their confidence and build their expertise before they can head back into the NSL, especially if they were, let's call it bench warmer type players that didn't get all the minutes that they'd like to get, but they're still good enough that the coach wants them to go and put some miles in the legs.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree with you on that. On that note, absolutely. All right, let's talk about what else have we got happening. Asanovic, Aljoš Asanovic, former legendarni Vatreni, as you said. Now he's become a coach of a national team, Zambia. Now they're ranked 88th in the world. Now we've got Zlatko Dalic at obviously at Croatia. Is Igor Stimac still the national team coach of India? Was for a while. We've got Asanovic. Good move, bad move. Should he have stayed in Europe maybe? Or, what's your thoughts on that one?
Look, it's probably a questionable one because when it comes to some of the African nations in terms of their coach selections, they do tend to come and go. A bit of a rotating door situation happening. I'm a bit more concerned about their spell checker though, Tonchi.
Yeah.
The spell checker didn't quite work out, but that's another topic altogether. But look, well done, well done to Asanovic for picking up the gig. It wouldn't have been an easy thing to sit there and decide about taking it up. But if there's someone with the professor mindset to try and set up a philosophy and an approach to football for their country, well, I think he's the man for the job. He did a great job when he was at Melbourne Knights, and we can't overlook that. And it was a period of time where there were elements brought to the club that probably still around today. But you need that professionalism if you want to take things seriously, and Aljoš is the sort of person to do that.
Absolutely. Now, Luka Modric. Now, how can we talk about Croatian football without the great man himself, Luka Modric? He had a sublime performance in the Spanish Super Cup for Real Madrid. Tell us a bit more.
Well, he just seems to find another gear every time where he gets maybe questioned because he hasn't signed his contract yet at Real Madrid. But there's this sort of unspoken or unwritten rule that he's got a contract for life, according to Florentino, the president of Real Madrid. And I guess a couple of weeks ago there was some murmurs about him probably not being at his best again, and because of the rumours about him trying to find the exit door. But what he's gone and done is he's stepped up and delivered a performance against Athletic Bilbao and a sublime finish around the 35th, 36th minute. Just prior to that, he had a chance, and just after it too, where he sort of shanked it a little bit. But the finish on that was just fantastic, and he deservedly got the man of the match award. There was probably no one within cooee of him.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're going to really run out of time here, so we got to move along very, very quickly. The Euro Futsal 22, the Euro Championships kicking off in the next few days. Croatia are going to be playing. In fact, they will be starting off their campaign against Poland Saturday morning, 6:30 a.m. So if you're into your futsal, that's Australian time. Croatia taking on Poland. So we've got Poland. Yeah, it's fantastic time, isn't it? And 6:30 a.m. Now the handballers. I know this is a soccer show, but we can't not talk about the handballers. They are doing the rukometaši. They are doing so well. After losing to France in the opening game, they defeated Serbia, defeated Ukraine, and now they take on Crna Gora, Montenegro, tomorrow morning at 1:30 a.m. or tonight 1:30 a.m., however you want to look at it. Then they take on Denmark in their second round clash Sunday morning, also that at 6:30 a.m. Absolutely fantastic. Great to see the I think they're called the Cowboy. They're doing really well. But
Cowboy, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But definitely a lot of action happening, sports action happening from Europe in the next few days. The futsal, I don't know what they're called, the Malo Nogometaši or whatever they're called, the Mali Vatreni. Yep. If anyone knows, put it in the comments section. I'm sure there's a few people there that would know that for sure. But awesome. It would be absolutely fantastic if they can do really well. They missed last Euro Championships and, in fact, the last World Cup. But they're back on the centre stage in the Netherlands, in Holland. So we wish the Croatian futsal team all the very, very best. Mate, we're really going to be cutting it fine. So I think what we might do is we might get our first guest on very, very shortly. We've got a very, very quick ad. We won't be too long. But after this ad, we've got Dario Medugorec, who is the president of Gospić Bears. He'll be joining us. Don't go away. Pleme is one of our advertising business sponsors, so we thank them very much. And there you go, a social media platform just for the Croatian community. Who would have believed that, Josip? That is fantastic. We'll be hearing a lot more about Pleme in weeks to come.
That tune just gets in your head. You just want to.
It does. I've listened to it about 3 times today, and geez, you're right, absolutely right. It does get into your head.
Hey, we've got an answer. We've got an answer, mate. MAXI SENTIC with the goods. Crow futsal team's called Mini Vatreni.
Oh, there you go. Absolutely. Good on you, Maxi. Maxi will be joining us very, very shortly. But before he does, it's a very, very warm welcome to the big bear himself, the president. Dario Medugorec. Dario, welcome on board, and thank you very much for joining us and being a part of the inaugural Oz Cro Soccer Show.
Thank you for having me, and congratulations on setting this up, and obviously all the best for the year with the Oz Cro Show. It's definitely a good platform to showcase what all the soccer's about across the country, as well as the Croatian leagues and what our players are doing across the globe.
Now, Dario, first of all, tell us a little bit about the Gospić Bears, the history there, etc. Tell us how did the Bears first form, and when did they first form? Just tell us a little bit about the early days.
Yeah, look, the Bears, they're going into their 18th year. It started back in 2004, founded by Marko Butarac and Jure Marinac. I still remember them trying to search the logo, and they were searching for many US college photos, and I'm pretty sure that's where some of the Bears logo comes from. But the boys did it at a pub. I'm pretty sure over a few pints where they were
good decisions are made.
Yeah. That's right. They were talking about how could they help the Licani locally, who obviously wanted to support it. There's plenty of Licani obviously in Melbourne, and they wanted to showcase their family heritage, and that's how the club started 18 years ago now. Started in Gibbs Reserve in Broadmeadows. They had the one team and sort of grew from reserves into even the girls football. I know there was many rivals between the Gospić Bears girls and North Geelong soccer club. So, the club had many great, successes over the years, but we kind of got moved around, and we've always been a big family club, and our home is now at Dinamo. Dinamo has been great for us. They've provided us a platform to continue playing football. We've got 2 teams. We've got the Masters and obviously the Seniors. The Seniors are playing in Metro Tawny Ring out in Brisbane. So, we had a great affiliation with Brisbane, Croatia at the time. And so for the Bears to take it out in Queensland was a great success for us, and something that we're really proud as a club. And, we strive to want to win more of those. And then obviously the Masters losing to Dandy City in 2019, I think, or 2018, whenever it was, the last tourney that we had in finals. So that was a bit of a disappointing result, but nonetheless, to be able to, make the finals after 3 big days of drinking and eating is a great sort of success as well. So that's, we're at Dinamo now. We love it. We have 2 teams, like I said. The Masters play on Friday nights. If anyone hasn't been to Dinamo on a Friday night and to see the lights, they've put a really good pitch together. There's a lot of investment that's gone in, and I think the committee's done a fabulous job. So we're very grateful.
Yeah. Now, look, we've had a really an interrupted last couple of years. We're looking forward to an uninterrupted 2022. Gorspic, you're playing in, is it the Metro competition, Metro League? And what are the plans afoot? I mean, I'm hearing there's some really exciting plans to possibly look at maybe entering in years to come the state league system. Tell us what are on the cards there, because that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, look, I mean, we're a family club, but also, we've been around for some time, and we do have aspirations, to continue providing a platform for younger generations to keep playing football, and especially Croatian kids or adults out there who, we all thought once upon a time that we would be the Luka Modrićes of the world, but that obviously didn't eventuate. And we have the ability to be able to, work with Dinamo. I think we want to collaborate in partnership with them to see whether we have the opportunity to have success in Metro thirds, and see if we can, win some stuff there. And we've got a really good group of players at the moment. We've also got Maxi Sentic obviously on board, and Joe Radošević as his assistant coach. So, we're sort of putting some things in place to see whether we have an opportunity to do something in the next few years.
So, looks like we've got some issues that with frozen or something like that, or the internet is not doing too well. I'm not too sure. So we apologise for that. We'll try and soldier on. We seem to be, something's not right with the internet side of things, but we'll continue. We'll push on, and at least good. we'll have the recorded version, which will be uninterrupted here.
Yeah, it'll be on YouTube anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, moving ahead, juniors. Is there talk of juniors or anything like that? That's something that I know Strathmore Split really took off when they started having juniors and started. You mentioned you're a family club, and Split were very much similar to that. Is that something that you're possibly maybe entertaining down the track, or would that have to wait until you do get a ground of your own?
Yeah, look, I think with juniors, Dinamo have got a great setup there, and we wouldn't necessarily want to be doing anything while we're there. But if we ever needed to sort of grow further, and if Dinamo wasn't able to accommodate, and if we could get a ground of our own, then that's definitely something that would have to be part of, I think, the future plan, because I think juniors bring in a lot of kids and families, and you have the ability to pick players, and you would never be short of providing players a pathway to continue developing and playing football. So ultimately, when we were playing out of Glenroy, that's one of the reasons why we ended up losing that ground, because Moreland City Council requested for us to have juniors at the time, and back then we obviously only had the boys and the girls. So the girls team kept us alive for a couple of years, but Moreland did sort of keep pushing for juniors, and eventually we ended up losing the ground to, I think, Brunswick Zebras or Brunswick or Moreland Zebras or something like that. So I think every council that allocates the grounds wants to have either a women's affiliation or also the junior development. So that's the case.
Awesome. Well, mate, we might bring on our the coach now, who's been eager to jump on board. He's been hanging to get on. So we'll introduce him. MAXI SENTIC joins us. MAXI, welcome to the Oz Cro Soccer Show. Dario, before we let you go, is there anything you'd like to say to MAXI?
He's got big shoes. He's got big shoes. We expect big things from him now. We want silverware this year. That's for sure. But now we're very lucky that Maxi's jumped on board, and I think he's got a lot of great credentials that come with him, and we're really looking forward to working with him. He's got a really good group of players there, and I think we can do some amazing things. So, best of luck for the year, Maxi, and. Tonchi, could I just give a shout out to some of our sponsors before you go over to?
Absolutely.
No club no club can survive without their sponsors, and we've been very fortunate and grateful to have many great people behind us. So, quick shout out to NRG Projects, IND Group, Electrical Evolutions, ID Developments, Effective Plastering, Oz Cro Solutions, Westgate Indoor Centre, JT Mobile Mechanics, King's Barbecue or Downs for all those great haircuts, WAM Training, Landmark Investments, and once again, I want to thank Dynamo for obviously giving us a home and the platform to play. So, thanks for having us, and all the best, boys.
Good on you.
Well done, Deza.
Dario Medugorac's the president of HNK Gorspic Bears.
Keep up the good work, mate.
Thanks for joining us, Dario. Maxi, it's your time to now shine without the constraints of the president hanging over the top of you. Not much pressure. They want to win silverware this year.
I think it's possible, boys. First of all, good evening, Dobro večer, and hi to everyone watching. Look, silverware is definitely a target for this year for us. Obviously, we play in the Metro Leagues. We have a very good, young, talented team. We have the belief that we can achieve big things. We might not be the largest club around right now, but we do have very, very large ambitions. With our season, we're just about to start training again for the year. We've got a pre-season trip happening in Gippsland where we kick off our friendlies as well, and then obviously in coming weeks we have further friendlies, and hopefully from April onwards we start the season on fire and keep it going till the end of the year.
Tell us a bit about the Metro League. Yeah, tell us a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say
we don't really know much about it, so yeah.
So in the Football Victoria pyramid, it's underneath the State League, so it's below State 5. It consists a lot of teams that are amateur-based teams that are either the thirds or B grade or C grade teams for existing clubs that are already in the State League system. There's even a couple of clubs in the MPL that have a thirds team that also play in the Metro Leagues. There's a lot of university based clubs as well, and even a couple of church clubs as well. So the Metro League is pretty much open to a lot of the amateur clubs, but our amateur days are behind us. We're no longer playing Vic Soccer. We're in the Football Victoria system now, and we're on their way to hopefully be a State League side in coming years.
Excellent. Now, just in terms of your side, what are the playing numbers looking like early days in terms of the structure of seniors, reserves, and are there any players that are coming to the club that you want to announce here tonight?
Yeah, so in terms of our club, we obviously have a seniors team. We're looking to expand and have a reserves team in the future. We've got our masters team as well, but we kind of work separately as well. So with the players that we have, we started back in the end of November after lockdowns ended to get back on the track, see where we're all at, see how everyone's going fitness-wise, where we are technically, where our mindsets are. Obviously, having another interrupted season didn't help, but we were going places really, really well when the season was going this season, and it was just unfortunate that the season did not end as we wish. And hopefully this season, with the year to come and with the squad we have, we did have 20 boys that came down from the sessions that we did have in November, December before our Christmas break, and we'll start up again in coming weeks. And we're hoping to attract a few more boys to the club as well. We're we're continually looking for anyone who's interested in playing. We're trying to strengthen our squad and our numbers from not just for 2022, but for beyond as well. So for anyone who's there out there watching and they're interested in becoming a Bear for 2022, you can reach out to us on our Facebook and Instagram social accounts, just to have Gorspitch Bears. And yeah, we'll be in touch in exactly when we'll start training and where, and we're hoping for a very big pre-season.
How often do you train a week? Is it like your standard twice a week, or is it just once a week, being a little bit more of a kind of a sort of a relaxed kind of a atmosphere? How do you go about training? And
so this level, it is twice a week. It's not three times a week to what I may have had previously at other positions, but still gives us plenty of time to work with. The boys are at advanced level. We do have a very good technical style and game, which the boys have already been playing over the years. There's really not too much that we want to change. There's also a few things that we do want to put in place to make sure that we are moving forward and progressing. We always want to improve weaknesses, but we also want to accentuate any strengths that we have. And we do a lot of that in the 2 sessions that we have. Everything's week by week. Trying to get to the track with a direct plan of what we want to do at training and how that's going to help us on Sundays as well. So for a lot of the boys, they sometimes might be thinking, oh, okay, why are we doing this? And then come match day, they kind of see, oh, okay, now it's all starting to come together. And as soon as that understanding and beliefs on board, it really goes through the entire squad. We can actually see a lot of the benefits and growth that we have in this team, and we have really good potential. We have the belief, and hopefully, in terms of silverware, whether it's a Metro League level or it's a Crow tourney, I'm happy to take either or both.
Yeah. Now, what we might do is we might actually bring the team captain onto the screen on NIKOLAS Protudér, who joins us now. Nikola, welcome to the show, the Oz Cro Soccer Show. It's great to have you on board. And mate, you've have you had a chance to talk to Maxi yet? Have you had a chance to get inside info from the coach himself?
Well, a lot of the talking was done pretty much last year. We set the standard last year when Maxi took over. Like what he said about belief, we were sort of lacking in that aspect. I think when was it? 2020, Maxi? 2021.
Yes,
so
we kicked
off the season with a couple of losses, and our heads were down. And then Maxi came on board and really lifted our game mentally, and then everything started coming along together. So that was a real good benefit to the season.
Good stuff, Nikola. And Nikola, from a neutral's perspective, how long have you been at the club yourself now?
I've been at the club for 5 years. This is going to be my 6th season. Yeah, so good. A fairly long time. Well, now, 2020 was a write-off, but
5 years is long enough for you to see the changes that have gone on in the club. And just listening to the way you're talking about the approach and listen to Maxi as well, the approach for this coming year, it sounds like an exciting time. And that's really endorsed by the message that Dazza sent before the president about the plans and the future for the club. So it's great to see a young man like yourself involved in helping Gorspitch Bears to elevate to their aspirations as well. So well done for that.
Thank you very much.
Have you got any players or teammates coming on board that that you wanted to share who they are, and any name dropping going on, or you want to leave that for surprises for the club to announce as they come up?
Oh, I reckon. Maxi, you have to help me out on that one. You're the one with all the knowledge.
So we obviously came back in November to see where everyone was, to get the boys back on the track, and we also open opportunities to any new players that were coming in. So we do have a couple of guys that are definitely interested. We also had a couple of others that wanted to try out, and we ultimately will need to see in coming weeks to see where they're at. But we do have a couple of guys that are coming in, not fully signed up yet, but hopefully we can announce those as the year starts. And yeah, we've still got plenty of opportunities for any other players that are interested. Just reach out to us on our socials, Facebook and Instagram. We'll get the details of when we're training and where, and we'll definitely have a look and see what we have, and if there's a potential for more young blood to come in with a bit of talent and a bit of potential. We definitely want to see you.
And everybody's welcome to come on board as well. Like, it's good for competition as well, because we have a good, like, our core group of players. You know, we've known each other for 5 years. We all came at the same time, pretty much. So when the Masters moved on to their own team, that's when we actually started feeling the real hit, the real loss, because you know, they had that. They pretty much had that. They gave us the motivation to play. You know what I mean? They knew what they were doing,
and they're cohesive too, and they bring you together. Yeah.
So 2019, that's when the Masters was formed, and we pretty much, you know, took on the senior role, and we really struggled that season. But as 2020 came around, we had a really good, strong preseason, and you know, that was a write-off. But 2021, we had a slow start, but we ended up getting that momentum and started repairing what we lost in 2019. So
yeah, good stuff.
All credit to the players as well.
Excellent. Are you related to any relation to Tom Protudger?
No, I don't. No? I'm not too sure.
Okay. Are you a midfielder?
No, I'm a centre back, and I've been a centre back my whole.
All right.
So you're a tall fella.
So Tommy Protudger in the early '80s was a really handy midfielder in Melbourne, Croatia. I could tell you that. But yeah, anyway.
Well, yeah, I don't think so.
All right, guys, on that note, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining us. And we certainly are going to be following the fortunes of the Gorse Beach Bears over the course of 2022. Wishing you all the best, both as coach, Maxi, and as player and captain, Nikola, and wishing the club all the very best.
Thanks very much.
Well done, guys. All the best, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Have a good one.
Good on you. Okay, Josip, well, we seem to have all sorts of issues. What we might do is we might take a little bit of a break. When we return, hopefully, we will be back on.
Okay, let's go.